videos on Zoom calls if you've got a child that's aged 3 to 6 and you're wanting a few ideas on how to help keep them engaged when they're speaking with family members or friends. I've already done one video that's more based around classroom Zoom calls, so it's a little bit more structured. It's a bit more if you're prepared to take on a bit of a teacher role. So this is a slightly softer, friendlier approach, but still with some ideas about how you can put boundaries and structure in place to help your child to engage with your family and friends when talking on video calls, which I think is a really important thing to be doing and trying. So if you've tried this and it's just been a bit of a nightmare, keep at it, try some of these things. It will really help with their language and communication development, so keep going. The first thing I want to talk about is expectations, and I've spoken with a few friends about this that have children kind of age 3 to 6. I think the first thing to do is just to lower the bar a bit, lower those expectations. As a rough guide, I would take your child's age and then add on 2 minutes and have that as the maximum length of time that you're going to expect them to sit and listen and engage with this call. So if they're 3, no more than 5 minutes. And if I'm honest, probably 5 minutes as a general rule is probably what you're looking at anyway. And avoid a bit of an all or nothing approach with this. So if you've discussed it, you're going to do 5 minutes and you've talked about 5 minutes, but actually they only manage 2 minutes, you're still constantly going to be looking for mini wins. You don't want to miss the chance to praise them for managing 2 minutes just because you set a 5-minute thing. So still be flexible with this, set the expectations, but if that doesn't work and they only manage 2 minutes, you're still going to praise for the 2 minutes that they did, that they were able to do. To help them with time, which is a really abstract concept for young children, is to have visual timers. So there's apps with visual timers, there's sand timers. You can put items down every time 1 minute passes. You can give them activities during the week and say this is a 5-minute activity, so they get a sense of time. Another nice thing to do is just build the language up around time, so before and after. So an example would be saying, oh, before dinner we wash our hands and after dinner we go out and play. So apply that to Zoom calls. Before Zoom calls we collect up our toys for show and tell, and after Zoom calls we have a snack, so that time period has a structure either side for them. The other thing I do with putting a bit of structure in is to give them a space. So you'd set up a space, maybe give them a special little chair or stool that they sit on, but also have a rug or a towel so that if they want to or need to get up off the stool that they're sitting on, they're still to stay within that space. And I think setting a few rules, like just literally 2, maybe 3 rules. One could be that during the call, if we need to move, we stay within that boundary. And another one would be that they're not allowed to touch the screen. I know that's really frustrating for lots of parents. You're trying to have a call and your child's just, ending it or closing the lid of the laptop and things like that. So decide on some rules, do a picture to remind them of what those 2 rules are, and have them somewhere visual so they remember, oh, we're going to stay in this zone and we're not going to be touching the screen. To help them with the call, have an object. Get them to collect up a toy. This can be a toy that they might want to share or something that they can hold on to and be touching during the call. This might be for some children too distracting, in which case have a tea towel ready, have the toy out of sight or hidden, and then it comes out when they show the toy to the person you're doing the call with. Otherwise, just let them have it all the time as something for them. Next thing I want to talk about is skill set. Communication skills is a really sophisticated skill set for young children, and it has to be actively taught, and the best way to actively teach this for young children is through role play. So as much as possible, practice having a Zoom call before the call that you're going to do, and practice things like if you want them to ask a question, think about, okay, well, what should we ask Granny on this call, and write it out for them and keep it really short and really simple. So you're going to prep and prepare your child as much as possible. I know this sounds like a lot of work pre a 5-minute call, but it's putting those things in place so that the future times will be much easier. So I would recommend putting in a bit of groundwork, and then it will help you later on. The other person you're going to prep is the person you're calling. So if you are calling granny or grandpa, make sure they know that this call is only going to be 5 minutes with your child. They know to go, not to spend any time chatting to you at the start, using up your kind of valuable sitting and listening time with your child. So it'll be straight in with conversation with your child, and remind them to do open-ended questions. So not have you had a nice day, but what games have you played today? Open-ended questions. Then the way I would structure a call with a young child, with a family member or friends is, let's say it's 5 minutes, you would do 1 minute, which is saying hello, and you would go over this when you're teaching them in the role play, saying hello, what are nice welcomes, how would we show good sitting and listening, your question that they might ask. Then maybe a 2 or 3 minute game. So this could be simple games, and this is where you've prepped granny or whoever you're calling, or uncle, to play a game of Simon Says or I Spy, or a little mini talent show. I mean, young children love performing and showing off, or showing them something that they can do. So prepare that and have that ready for them to sing them a song, or show them that they can ride their scooter or something. Another nice thing is stories, and there's a really nice app called Caribou where you can both see the story, picture book on your screens, but you can also see the little video of the person reading and of your child. So that's quite a nice thing to play around with, Caribou. And then your final minute would be saying goodbye, what a polite ending would be, giving them a wave, a big smile or a kiss, and ending a conversation. Then they would then go off to play and have their snack that you would have prepped somewhere, and then you can carry on with your conversation. You are going to, and I know you know this, but praise, praise, praise. Young children, they do respond well to positive praise, positive reinforcement. Have stickers ready, vocal praise. You might want to make a chart. I can sit and listen for 5 minutes on my Zoom mat. I can ask a question. I can answer a question. I can be polite and say hello and goodbye. I can follow the rules of not touching the screen, and they can get ticks and stars and stickers. So charts and stickers, I haven't met any children where this doesn't work in some way for, so put all of that in place. I know you know all that anyway, but just as a reminder, and do it, have fun, keep it light, keep it playful. If they are not in a good mood or it's not working, then just don't even go there, or lower the expectations of what you think they can do. But it's so great for them, it's so great for their development, it will help with their communication skills. It's really important that they still keep seeing faces and having those conversations with friends and family members. So yeah, keep doing it. Let me know how you get on. Send me any questions if you have anything you want me to do other videos on around this, and yeah, I hope it goes well, and I'll be back with more videos soon.